All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Thursday Night Showdown. With me is my co-caster back in action, Murda. How's it been?
Oh, we at it again, baby. Last week was fantastic. You weren't here. The week before must have been good because I heard it was great. I wasn't here. Finally, 3 weeks later, Ghost, glad to be joining you once again.
Back from the Bahamas. I'm loving your tan, my man. You really got some sun out there. I really can tell.
If it sticks on me, hopefully that'd be good.
You're looking a little tiny bit redder than normal, so I'm gonna call that a tan. And I see you still got your sunglasses from the trip.
Yeah, I got the sunglasses on. NGS Orange tonight, all for all of you guys at home, checking us out here on twitch.tv/Nexus Gaming Series. We are late, so I think it's in our best interest to get underway as quickly as possible.
Okay.
And any discussion we might have had, we'll just save it between games 1 and 2.
Yeah, it'll be good. And let's get right into that draft ASAP, and that's what it is. And it's Volskaya Foundry. Run us through the bans, because I actually don't know. So I'm going to admit my ignorance right now instead of making you look dumb. And so, yeah, I actually don't know who banned what before the game began.
Yeah.
All right, I'll pop in.
Foundry. 7th Ace, what was the action in the coin flip room?
All right. Accel eSports banned Dragonshire. This is going out, by the way. And Sky Temple was banned by Minion Miners. And then Minion Miners ended up winning the coin toss. They chose first pick. And so Accel eSports took us to Volskaya Foundry, as you can see on the screen now. I'm going to go retreat into my producer den now.
Thank you so much, Mr. Producer Ace. Big help for us there. So it is going to be the map selection here of Accel eSports. Minion Miners on the clock with their first ban, and they're going to go ahead and choose Tyrande. Did we lose Ghost? Oh no. He was telling me He was telling me he had some sort of thunderstorm in his area, so hopefully he didn't disconnect, because I don't think we can get him back in. But that's fine.
Yeah, I can fill in while he's out. No problem.
All right, perfect. All right, so those of you at home joining me, he was going to be our analyst tonight, but he's here at Ziltoid, stepping in as the backup caster for the 2nd week in a row here with
Yeah, seems to be a theme here, hey? Anyways, so Rainer on the blue side, and then Johanna on the right side. I would say, yeah, I mean, Johanna's a pretty strong, comfortable tank, so I'm not surprised that it's being removed. It's got a good win rate, high pick rate. Bird on any of the guys, any of these teams that makes sense?
Sure. Imperious, the final ban here. This one by the Accel eSports crew, playing in blue tonight. So first pick, it's going to be for Minion Miners. I don't know what they're thinking here, but Johanna banned out, and you still see a Nubrak on the board can get a ton of value on a map like this. Ziltoid, do you think that's got to be the action? Go on one of these tanks early?
Yeah, I mean, not a surprise there. Both Diablo and Nubrak were left up, and they are kind of the 2 priority tanks currently in the meta. So Nubrak being taken right off the bat, not a surprise there. Super powerful pick on pretty much any map. But this one definitely has a lot of areas where he can get good value out of his stuns.
Tons of hacks right there with the caster pick on a Nubrak. But Zeratul, Diablo, you might have seen those coming at home. They're going to be the picks here, and that's going to set up the VP Apocalypse combo. And that's pretty deadly. Yeah. What are your thoughts here on this?
Now, the Diablo is a response again to the Nubrak because they want to get a strong tank to the start, and Zeratul was left up, so it wasn't banned, it wasn't picked away, and if any team has a good Zeratul player, it makes sense to pick it here.
So it begins.
Leeming, Deckard Cain going to be the response. Leeming, plenty of poke from a distance, lots of orbs, of course, can set up with the reset, and can't be one of those heroes that can kill a Zeratul before he knows it with one of those orbs. Deckard Cain should be used in conjunction with the Nubrak, setting up that extra CC with the Scroll of Sealing. New Flash has opportunity here to make some plays on this support.
Yeah, Deckard is still, I think, quite strong on this map because this wide area crowd control has a lot of value on the camp. Li Ming versus Zeratul is kind of a skill matchup. If Li Ming can get the jump on him, for sure, absolutely she can blow him up, but vice versa also applies. So we'll have to see kind of who can kind of win that little skirmish. And then we do get Maiev banned out, just making sure the power picks are off the table.
Few power picks still left out there. Jaina maybe being one of them, taken away there by Minion Miners. As you can see, Accel eSports doesn't really have much set up in terms of wave clear. They have his Zeratul, but he's got to play a little bit risky with those cleaves, walking into waves, and typically wouldn't be roaming with the 4-man rotation in that sort of capacity. So they're still in need of some sort of wave clear. Heroes like Kael'thas still on the board. Of course, Chromie's been of value. Hanzo still out there as well. A few options here for Accel to choose from. They're going to go with that Hanzo and a Malfurion to set up some extra roots to go with this Diablo.
Yeah, so early wave clear is definitely going to suffer until at least level 4. Both Rending Cleave and Exploding Arrows will make up for that, and you know it gets level 4 is not too hard to achieve in any game. So we'll definitely get the wave clear will definitely be made up by these two heroes quite well, I think.
Neither team showing a bruiser yet. Of course, the Zeratul on the side of Accel eSports, but here at these final picks, we finally see a bruiser. It's going to be Leoric for Kobo on the side of Minion Miners. Maybe now opportunity to make a response against this Leo pick. Who's your choice there?
I mean, this is a good opportunity for them to transition into another ranged assassin. They could just have Zeratul cover the macro for them, and then it kind of reduces Leoric's kind of large health pool targets to feed off of. I definitely don't want to see like a blaze into this. So we do see Thrall, and that's a reasonable pickup. Actually, Thrall matchup into Leoric is quite good. He's got a lot of good single target damage that Leoric has a hard time actually healing through.
Yeah, and if he wants to go into Sunder, there's some opportunity here to set up some kills, preventing things like the warp from Phoenix when he's trying to escape. I like the Thrall pick. It could be pretty nasty. They have to figure out how to set it up with this damage coming from the combination VP APOC. Of course, they have the Dragon's Arrow, and if they want to get risky with that Malf, walk on in with the T-Dream. But
go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead and tell me who you think got the better end of this draft.
I think as long as like the Wombo works out for the side of Accel, they have the tools to definitely take this. We have a lot more pick potential early of Minion Miners. So they're going to try to control. So it's really going to be, you know, if both teams play to their strengths, I would say it's hard to call, but I think the early game kind of pick comp there, if run properly, can definitely apply a lot of snowball pressure into this game and make it hard for Accel eSports to come back.
Definitely.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
hey everybody, this is Ghost Dunk. I am reporting live from Chicago. There's heavy rains, high winds out here live. I've had to resort to my satellite phone. I'm going to try and find the nearest internet connection as soon as possible. It's not internet out here, but in the meantime, reporting live to you from Chicago, Illinois, here in this weather catastrophe. I will return back to you guys in the studio.
Thank you. That was Ghost out in the field. Looks like he's going to be a bit till he gets back. Maybe can set up a mobile hotspot or something with his phone, connect it with a tether, and I don't know. If you can figure it out, we're here waiting for you. But we are actually loading into our game number 1. I don't know who here on the load. Maybe it's actually Ghost that's holding us up. His account finally triggering as inactive and potentially booted from this game. Here we go. Game number 1, Accel eSports and Minion Miners, and don't mind if I do. I'm going to introduce this team on the left-hand side. We got Accel eSports Atlas up front on this Malfurion. Skather playing the Zeratul. We got Shamhat on Hanzo. Casey playing Thrall, and last, but certainly not least, the big boy, Diablo himself, Phantom Bagel. Ladies and gentlemen, Accel eSports.
The battle begins in 10 seconds.
Sorry, and on the right side, we've got Minion Miners, Cawthon on the Nubrak, Kobo playing Marshhole on the Li Ming, New Flash on the Deckard, and rounding it all off, Himibo on the Phoenix.
Oh, baby, fancy camera work today by whoever's doing this camera.
Oh, okay, perfect. Well, I was like really concerned that my camera was looking terrible. So, alrighty.
All right, so here we go. Level 1 is here, and Talon should be up on your screen. This is going to be a target practice build from Hanzo. You don't see this one too often. But do you have any insight on the target practice build here?
Well, actually, on this map in particular, I think target practice is not actually too terrible because you can always expect a 5-man fight early on in the mid lane here. So lots of opportunities for him to actually get those stacks up. And if he does, that long-range poke is going to actually cause some major problems for Li Ming, as Hanzo will be able to outrange her.
Okay, so looking for a little extra range is the Hanzo player. Down bottom, we see Thrall against Leo, and we talked about maybe Thrall having the better half of this matchup. So far, not the case. Kobo pushing into that wall.
Yep, and we get the camp started early on both sides, actually, so making sure that they get those items nice and early. You definitely want to stack these up as quick as possible. We're not going to see any invades going on there, although I do feel like Minion Miners do have the comp to do that, but just going to trade out for the moment.
All right, looking up top, Hanzo still sitting at 0 stacks on that target practice. He's up top collecting some XP for his squad. Walking past the support camp is going to be Minion Miners. They're looking for Hanzo, but the Burrow Charge is not going to connect from a new Barak. Coughlin wishes he could have that one back.
Oh, well, if you don't try, you're not going to get them, so I would say that's still a worthy effort from the side of Minion Miners. And we do get the 4-man rotation from the side of Accel eSports up here to contest and get their own wave clear going.
Yeah, still neither team trying to make that move onto the support camp. Instead, still searching for XP, and we're very close. Maybe only about 15% lead at level 4 here for Minion Miners. Not much at all. And here in the bottom lane, you see Thrall starting to get a little bit of his health back, but he's halfway through his mana bar as Zeratul looks to maybe be trying to make a play in the bottom lane on Leoric.
Yeah, this will be nice to pressure him out. Thrall is a little bit weak early, at least until he gets that level 1 talent stacked up, Echo of the Elements, and they do almost manage to kill Kobo. He goes sub 200 health there, but he does manage to actually get out, and he is going to back out, but it looks like he's going to actually make sure he grabs that soak before he backs out, which is, I think, the right play.
Yeah, it looked like maybe if Malf was able to hit those roots, that it would have been just enough space for Zeratul to get the job done. But instead, Leo lives. Kodo's still down there and actually went back to base to get his health because here, control point A is active. Already on the point, it's going to be Phantom Bagel holding it down with Diablo.
Yeah, he's going to be kind of hard. Lots of walls here for Diablo to actually push into, and the more he stacks up on minions, the harder he becomes to kill. He's a really solid frontliner to have just in general, but on this map in particular, he tends to be pretty scary. He does get the flip onto Kobo. That is Leoric. He's just going to drop his ghosty hand, spooky hand, and get all of his health back anyways. And as we can see, they're just plinking away at that Diablo, getting him down to about as low as possible, but he seems to be able to shrug it off. I mean, that's the advantage of Malfurion having lots of heroes to hit. I love him on this map, and it does make a big... We do see both turrets actually being dropped, and actually Zeratul went in to get some poke in, but he actually gets stunned out by Coffin, and that's going to be one going down for the side of Accel eSports. And we might see Phantom Bagel dropping here as well with the slows from the Deckard, but he does manage to squeak away with 60 health. Somehow he gets away without dying, but we do see the conversion happening here for the side of Minion.
Yeah, great work in that fight. I thought the turrets maybe were held on to a little bit too long by both teams, actually. Finally, they were thrown down. You saw Zeratul was a little bit too deep, took too much of that turret, and was the first blood of the game. And now we see the red team starting to channel up this objective.
Yeah, it is 99% on blue on Accel eSports side, so they're just gonna take their time, get the soak, make sure they achieve 7, which they now have, and look for an opportunity to come back in here to contest this. But Phantom Bagel can't take too much poke damage before they make their initial charge into this, which he did seem to notice and kind of backed up, but is still taking a bit of poke from that Li Ming. She's at half a mana bar, so they're gonna need to get another quick kill, otherwise she's gonna run out of energy here.
So we're about to enter a double overtime situation. Here it is, and pushing forward is Accel eSports. Diablo finding a Nubrak, flipping Coffin over, but now he's going to be caught in a scroll of ceiling and deleted after the Burrow Charge came in there from a Nubrak. Still trying to push him back as Leoric, but he's finding himself here with pretty low health.
Yeah, well, they managed to get the kill on that low amount of mana, and they get another reset kill onto Malfurion as well. So that's definitely going to be objective going to Minion Miners.
Fantastic work. After being down the 99% from Accel eSports, Minion Miners able to bring that objective all the way back. They get the first trickle off of the game, and you see how effective it is already pushing through that mid wall.
Yeah, I really like the fact that they took the time to kind of clear that out. They had 2 down. They knew they were going to get a whole lot of opposition at that moment. And they have plenty of health on this to be able to put the pressure into the top lane that need to get done. So 2 front walls, most likely and probably some health. But we do see a bunch of damage coming onto New Flash there from Zeratul with the flank. But Atlas getting below 200 health and then actually being popped by the Protector too as well. So that's going to be a kill, which might allow them to put even more pressure onto this top. Lots of value out of this Protector here in this first phase.
Yeah, there hasn't really been much of a defense. They were at mid. No one was there defending. They walked up top, got the whole wall without a defense. Now they're able to walk through. They get down the well and over half of the fort. What a fantastic objective push by Minion Miners. Even though they don't get down a fort, they got a lot of structural damage in.
Yeah, I'd like to see Accel eSports be a little bit more patient. And Casey here definitely not paying attention to the rotations of the minimap, and he gets himself rotated on, and he's going to die as well there in the mid lane. So if Accel eSports just needs to calm down, start realizing that they can play to the next objective, and it should be all good.
I have no spoilers from me, but I just saw Ghost Dunk come back on the camera, and I'm scratching my head as to what just happened there. But here we go. Support camp being worked on, and it's going to be picked up by Minion Miners. Biotic Emitter in the hands of Deckard Cain.
Yeah, I mean, at least they're starting to get onto the camp here, but we do see an invade coming in from the side of Minion Miners. They're going to try to use that level advantage they have and the fact that they saw split members from the side of Accel eSports to put that pressure in. They do get the kill onto the Malfurion, but the Leaving is going to die. Nice flip by the Diablo, getting in there, getting another charge too as well. New Flash is stuck by his only Oryx, consumed. But he does manage to walk away as there isn't quite enough damage here to get any kills. And Zeratul does go down on the back side of that fight, so it looks like they are actually eventually going to get this camp and the turret as well.
Yeah, fantastic purification salvo there by Phoenix, able to pick up a kill there on Zeratul as he was trying to get away. Almost able to finish off Diablo, which would have been fantastic for Minion Miners, as Diablo's sitting with full souls right now, and anytime you can get rid of those is a huge win for your team, but not able to get it done that time, and then looks like Phantom Bagel is going to be back at full health with not too much to worry about anymore.
Yeah, again, they still have plenty of time here to soak up what they need before the next objective. They might have to let a bit of the percentage get away, but the last thing that Accel eSports needs to do is feed more kills. And it looks like that might be exactly what's happening here with Hanzo. I don't think he's got any way out of this. He's just going to delay, but he will eventually go down. So that's the 8th kill taken by Minion Miners. And they're just applying that early game pick pressure that I pointed out in the draft.
Accel just is absolutely not caring about sticking together as a team. Hanzo all by his lonesome in the top lane, and that's a lane with a fort that's almost killed. You just can't be that deep. You need more support, or you need to have some sort of way to get out if someone's going to rotate on you. Now Diablo's in a similar situation, but at least he's a little bit bigger. His health pool's enough to last through that onslaught coming in, and maybe he's trying to turn this around as they're trying to get out of here.
Yeah, full stack souls does make it difficult, but he's got to be careful because he will lose those souls. He drops to almost 1/5 of his health, which is just a very scary position for him to be in. So he's really going to have to regen that back up. And I think they got plenty of time here to just make sure they get the soak and back off. If they don't bait out more items from the side of Minion Miners, this fight, even at full health with all of heroics up, is definitely going to be a difficult task. We do have a even ult economy here from both sides, so we'll see if we can get the Wombo out from the side of Accel eSports, as with the APOC Void Prison and the Sundering and the Dragon Arrow, that's clearly the plan here, is to get as much setup and damage in as possible. So let's see if they can find positioning, get a good pick, get a good setup, and get those kills. All
right, point active 75% has been channeled here by Minion Miners. Trying to walk forwards Diablo, but that turret's right in his face. He's already below half health, so he's not able to take that path in. Now we're at 95%, as finally Accel eSports able to move in. They drop that VP, should have the APOC, but it never came out. And look at this, Diablo's down, Souls reset. Zeratul falls as well, and body blocked in with a fantastic entomb on the conveyor belt. They end up with the mega kill and the Triglav Protector. Minion Miners up 13-1, Ziltoid.
Yeah, that Leorc entomb was just insane. Just identifying where their path of escape was and just blocking them off completely. You don't have to catch them in there, you just got to make sure they can't go anywhere, and that just secures the 5-man team wipe. A Souls reset for Diablo, so he's back to being his squishy self. Without any defense here ready to go, I think that this keep is actually in dire straits, but they are going to walk away from it. I do think that they have the opportunity there to take that, no problem, but it looks like they're just going to rotate out, take out this mid fort, go take out the bottom fort, set themselves up for the next objective.
Yeah, they're playing like a team that knows they're well ahead in this one. They're up 3 full levels. That Talontier advantage at level 16, which was just gathered as they're leaving that top lane, heading down to bottom here. But this is going to set them up nicely again for a third objective later on, because Control Point C will be next. They get rid of that well, and the structural advantage is now a huge factor, Ziltoid.
Yeah, I don't think that Accel eSports needs to be aggressive here. They're not going for keeps. They're still in this game. The best thing that they can do here is try to get 16s for the next objective, because they know it's actually coming. But being set up here, we might see an Entomb get dropped, but it looks like it was Leorc just looking to zone, but they do almost pick off the Diablo there. And we actually do get the Scroll of Sealing kill from the Deckard, the old man, securing the kills, being that boss that we know he can be. And it looks like yet another turret camp going to the side of Minion Miners.
Yeah, and he's only 1 stack away on his level 1 quest from getting that armor reduction talented on that Scroll of Identify, or with the Scroll of Sealing, rather. So Deckard Cain's about to be a lot more impactful here, trying to kill heroes like Diablo and maybe even that Thrall when he steps up.
Yeah, anytime he can get a 2 or 3 man route with that with the Scroll of Sealing is going to really impact these team fights. Again, Accel eSports really need to try to do their best to soak up to 16, not feed any more deaths unnecessarily, and see if they can get that Wombo going for them, because they do have the setup for it. If they can get all that stuff to work together, get a nice PP on 2 to 3 heroes, and get that Wombo to go off, they could very well take this next objective, and we might see a change in pace to this game.
So just quick calculation, looks like 3 turrets and a biotic emitter in control of the Minion Miners, who are still up very big in this game. 14-1 in kills, 2 full levels. It's been a bit of XP been gathered recently in the past couple minutes here by Accel eSports. They caught up by 1 of those levels, but they still got a long way to go.
Yeah, the highest XP getter so far has been Thrall on the side of Accel eSports, while Leorc is sitting at an impressive 11,500 at this point. So, and actually the whole team itself is actually making sure that they're not dropping any waves of soak on top of the kills that they've been getting. So they're definitely making it very difficult for any type of comeback fight to happen for the side of Accel eSports. But we are getting close to that time when the next objective is about to be up. We do have 16s about to arrive. Diablo, unfortunately, is only stacked to about 38% of his health pool, which is going to be a bit of a factor in this next fight. They're really going to have to pull the trigger on a fast fight so that he doesn't take too much poke damage into coming up into the next objective. Yeah,
I mean, Accel has to be thinking for a fight here. There's not much time until level 20s are going to be gathered by Minion Miners, and maybe, oh, there's a Cocoon going to shut down the Zeratul, so the Void Prison couldn't come out, but he'll have it when he pops out. Malfurion in trouble, though. Atlas going to have to pop Tranquility. Still walking forward here. Zeratul drops the VP on the backside, gets the Phoenix and the Leoric trapped inside. Where's the APOC? It's not coming out. It never did. Phantom Bagel not able to drop it.
That was the best opportunity they had to actually take the fight after the Cocoon did not secure a kill, but now the Leoric Entomb is going to secure the kill onto the Malfurion, who barely squeaked away with his life in the first part, and it looks like Zeratul is also going to be going down to the backline, and Diablo is also probably not long for his role. There is no fight for him to, or there is no fort for him to retreat to. That's going to be yet another kill, and that's just about as bad as it can go in that situation, but they did have one small opportunity there to turn the whole fight around, and like you said, there was no APOC going out in conjunction to that to the Void Prison on the backline, which did manage to land on 2 heroes, I think, including the support. So a bit of an unfortunate timing there on those ultimates.
Yeah, I mean, you hate to see when heroics are not being used and you're not getting impact from the composition you tried to build in the draft. 17-1, Minion Miners just now reaching level 20, assaulting this bottom keep. With the new brag here, those beetles are going to give them a little bit of extra room to avoid these tower shots, and they're going to get this keep down to about 50% health as they back up waiting for this next protector.
I mean, I feel Minion Miners are being uber conservative with these turrets they've got. They have 3 turrets there that they could have probably dropped to finish off that keep there, no problem. Especially with the level 20 power spike and the fact that we don't have a fully stacked Diablo still on the other side of the enemy team. And heroics were down, all their major heroics were down. But they're about to come up, so we got to see another fight. They're going to have to take a fight 20 down, and Diablo, way ahead of his team, does get picked off by the Li Ning, and that's just an unfortunate situation here, getting even worse for the side of Accel eSports. I honestly think with that many turrets on that many heroes, plus the healing camp, plus the objective, and the fact that this keep is down to less than half its health, it's going to be one heck of a fight for Accel eSports to not lose the game here.
Absolutely. They get the keep down. They started before they picked up the protector. Now they're pushing forward onto the core. Diablo's still down for 10 seconds as his push is coming forward. One of the turrets is dropped, but it's not in range to shoot the core, so not doing too much back there. There's the VP on the core, going to slow down any progress, but now the kill potential coming out. Zeratul down just like that.
And Decker just tanks through it and laughs, cackles away as the old man generally does. He does get charged on by Diablo and does drop to 8 health, but he does eventually get picked off. But I just think it's just a non-factor at this point. The Protector still has 25% of his health, 30 seconds left, so that's going to be the end of the game.
GG's come out as Minion Miners will take game number 1. Volskaya Foundry, which was not their map selection, but they came out and absolutely dominated. Final kill count 19-2 in their favor.
Yeah, you live and die by the sword when it comes down to wombo combos. If you're unable to find the setup and get those ultimates to synergize, you're generally not going to find yourself at an advantageous position within the game. Whereas on the opposite side, we had a very efficient use of ultimates from the ult economy from Minion Miners, and they just made sure that it secured kills every single time that they went into a fight. Even when they flubbed it a little bit in that one mid lane fight where the Cocoon did get a lot of value in the Stay a While and Listen wasn't quite able to catch anything more than a Diablo, they still managed to turn that fight around by identifying that Malfurion was out of position, getting the damage onto him, and then putting the pressure back onto Accel eSports. And I think at that point the fight was just it was just too much. They just couldn't find a way back into the game.
Absolutely. So, ladies and gentlemen at home, we're going to be taking a short break as we set up game number 2. We're going to check in on Ghost Dunk, see if we can get him back in here. And we'll be back in just about 3 minutes as we set up our second lobby. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Game number 1 ended with a slaughterhouse in favor of Minion Miners, and we missed Ghost Dunk during that. We were joined by Zotoid for the casting, but Ghost, you're back and you look a little wet, my dude.
Yeah, Murda, I was able to find myself a remote location. I'm able to set up my remote equipment. I had my mic and my green screen and my lighting rig with me, so I'm currently under the I-94 expressway in Chicago, Illinois. I'm able to find myself some refuge from the weather, but I'm able to join the game here. I was able to catch the end of it. That was an exciting game. Minion Miners look very strong. But as you can see, I had a lot of internet issues previously. The weather seems to have knocked out my home internet, so I'm making do right now.
We're all making do with Blizzard tonight. Of course, our long delay we had before getting into the game, and still some problems going on there for Ghost Dunk. But hey, if you can get on to internet anywhere, I don't care. Go to McDonald's or Starbucks. It works for me. Glad to see you're back with us here for game number 2.
All right. People can hear us, right?
Absolutely, yeah. I think so.
All right, cool. Because I got a report saying don't hear anything. So.
Ruh-roh. Okay.
Oh, okay. Right. It was during the in between games. All right. Just trust in my eyes and ears out in the field. But getting into this draft once again, Minion Miners getting first pick.
Yeah, they had it in game number 1. They made this very same ban with Tyrande over on Volskaya Foundry. Now, of course, we're headed into Infernal Shrines, a bit different of a map, but both have those points that you need to stand in to win an objective. So do we see some similar heroes like that Deckard Cain maybe that Minion Miners used? Of course, the Anubarak's so valuable in game number 1, it's been banned out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good ban, Johanna. I like this ban. It allows them to take the Diablo if they really want it, if they can't get Anubarak. So we're gonna see how they respond. I mean, there's a lot left open here. Apparently Minion Miners maybe don't play the Zeratul because it got. I'm not sure how it got through to Accel in the previous game. They're going to ban Raynor out. This is an interesting ban.
Yeah, second game in a row they've banned away Raynor. Game number 1 they also banned out that Imperious. But here we go, back on the clock, and Minion Miners prioritized tank with their first pick earlier. Do they do the same here? Maybe falling back to something like a Diablo? No, they're going to go ahead and grab Himibo, his Phoenix again.
Himibo very powerful on the Phoenix in the last game.
Yeah, and I want to talk about Himibo. What a great guy. I was on Nexus Edge this past week. If you guys are able to tune in and check out that episode, it's over on the NGS YouTube if you haven't. But Himibo is one of the analysts working with the NGS analyst team, and he did a lot of work preparing me to talk about Division C. So I got to say thanks to that guy for putting together those notes for me as we see Jaina and Murden picked up by Accel.
Okay, Jaina Murden, very interesting. Murden to me speaks of a comfort pick. Rather than anything else. And then Jaina, a very strong hero on this map. You can have a good rotation, you wave clear your opponents, and you can very easily outshine them. Jaina has amazing zoning tools, just a really, really good hero here. One you don't see usually picked up in the first round, but, I like it here. And going into the Stukov Diablo, looks like we were right, saving the Diablo for themselves with that Johanna ban.
So there is a hero that I'd like to see come out, and it's a slug. I think Abathur would fit in nicely right now for Accel eSports. They have this Muradin, which can get a ton of value with a hat on his head. And, of course, on Infernal Shrines, plenty of opportunity to mule up some structures. Ghost, any thoughts there about an Abathur pick?
I mean, Abathurs are good on every map. The question really is, do you have an Abathur player? And if you do, then I think it's a good choice. Jaina, classic clone target. Muradin, like you said, works really well with the hat. They had a really good solo lane presence in the previous game. Minion Miners did, so if you want to combat that, we see the Zeratul ban for sure. The Abathur makes any solo lane a win. You can really pressure out your opponent. I mean, Abathur's just good heroes. So yeah, I think on this map especially, it can be strong.
Well, we're about to find out. Just 8 seconds left for these 3-4 picks. The Zeratul taken away. That was one of their selections from game number 1. Now they're going to switch over to a Rexar for the solo lane and Ana on support.
Rexar's really good right now. I think this has slowly been creeping up through a lot of teams in a lot of different skill levels. Not just the top, not just the bottom, but everywhere. Rexar and Ana also very good right now too. So if you've got a Rexar player that knows how to play it, you know, you're basically going to win most lanes. Rexar has a lot of CC, so between the Muradin, Rexar, and Ana, you've got so much CC for Jaina. That said, Leoric fares pretty well into a Rexar, as long as Leoric doesn't try to out-trade the bear.
Yeah, Kobo playing Leoric. It was pretty good in game number 1. That Entomb he had in the top lane conveyor belt was probably play of the game. Final selection for Skather is going to be Zul'jin.
I'm going to guess that Accel eSports, they're going back to their bread and butter. They're like, let's play the heroes we are lights out on. Zul'jin, Rexar, Muradin, Tank. That just feels like I know what I'm up to here. I will say, though, from Minion Miners, Mephisto with an Entomb and a Diablo APOC seems scary.
Well, of course, we have our analyst tonight, Ziltoid, joining us. Ziltoid, what are your thoughts on these drafts, and who do you think got the edge?
Minion Miners did take a very objective-based composition. Diablo is very good on the shrine fights, as well as Phoenix, Stukov as well with the silences going everywhere. And we're going to get a bit of a turnaround from the Accel eSports side with kind of going into that pick style compositions and kind of camping and wave clear that we saw a bit from Minion Miners in the last game. So it's going to be an interesting fight. I don't think there's any major clear advantages here except for perhaps shrine control from the side of Minion Miners.
Well, if you're watching down in chat, we want to hear from you too. Hashtag AC or hashtag MM. Vote for Accel eSports or Minion Miners in chat now. As we introduce these teams over on the left-hand side, we got Phantom Bagel playing Muradin, Shamhat on Ana, Skather playing the Zul'jin, Atlas on Rexar, and last but certainly not least on Frostlord Jaina, it's Casey, ladies and gentlemen, Accel eSports.
All right, and on the red side, on the right, on the side of hell, you've got Minion Miners with Himibo on Phoenix, Marshhole on the Mephisto, Coffin playing Diablo, New Flash on the Stukov, and Kobo playing the Leoric.
Level 1, all 10 heroes hanging out at mid as we're getting the fancy swizzle on that camera from 7th Ace, our fantastic production lead today, doing the broadcasting and the observing, and we are so glad to have you on the team, 7th. Pressing forward though is Kobo. He's looking for some drains early, and everyone from Accel has to back up behind this wall.
Yeah, they're a little bit scared of this. Look at the health bars. Everybody on the side of Accel eSports is full, but that was a 5-man versus a 4 Rexar, clearing the wave quickly and giving himself some space. They just back off because they don't want to do that fight. They know they're outnumbered, but look at the Jaina. The Jaina is allowing them to do wave clear very quickly, even with having to back off, and so that's going to work out for them really well.
Q build Mephisto here. I don't think this is the one I normally see. I don't play Mephisto myself, but I think normally it's like the cooldown reduction talents they go at level 1. Am I totally mistaken there, or is this Shadow Missile, or Skull Missile rather, the build of choice?
I do see this Skull Missile quite a lot these days. I know a couple Mephisto mains, or at least people that like to play Mephisto a lot. Skull Missile is a legit talent there, so Marshall kind of flexing the Mephisto and getting a lot of damage out. Stukov is in trouble, though, using the silence with the rest of his life, but Muradin jumps in, gets the kill, and Diablo goes down as well, and they're looking very dangerous on Accel eSports.
Hell, I'm giving up that camp for a double kill all day, every day. And this is Accel eSports, the team that was dominated in game number 1. They only had 2 kills. Now they already have 2, and we're less than 2 minutes into game number 2. Yeah,
the Jaina allows you to rotate with that extra wave clear. And in the invade was very smart. They played it really well. They got a couple extra kills, and that's going to give them a slight experience advantage going into the first objective.
And hey, we're looking at a headhunter Zul'jin, and he got his first 2 targets already down, just 3 left, but he's already getting a little bit of extra damage because he's gotten those 2. That's going to add up to 4% extra damage. But here we go, more damage potentially, but it's just going to be Cawthon. He's playing Diablo. He's 30. He needs a lot of souls though, and it's a little late to only have 14 souls.
Yeah, Shamhat looked like she was in trouble there on the Ana. Ana just kind of caught out Diablo, shows up out of nowhere. Shamhat backs off. Diablo not able to enforce the kill on Shamhat, and they escape unscathed. They get the... They don't bother to get the camp actually, but the objective is up. Rexar is down here setting up ready to go. Cawthon's trying to clear some space for Minion miners, and Marshall pushes him out.
Yeah, here we go. Murden leaping in, trying to get on that back line, but he was stunned out quickly by Diablo, and now he's going to have to retreat back into the pit as Leoric trying to enter from the top. He's got that spooky arm on Phantom Bagel, draining some of his health, as Misha's the one who's under assault here by Minion.
Yeah, never forget that Misha is the real hero on a Rexar, and Misha just has a nice little turret available to them. But Phantom Bagel taking a lot of damage. Murden's going to have to back out. Do they have the Dwarf Toss? There's the flip, and we wisely waits for the flip, and that's going to net them a Leoric kill.
Yeah, a ghost for a bear, and also it's going to be Jaina. 1.5 for 1 there in favor of Minion miners, but the bigger deal is what's going on inside the pit, as you see Phoenix and Mephisto comboing up to get all these skeletal defenders.
Yeah, it looks like Accel eSports trying to get kills. They're trying to get the Orc before Zul'jin can kill him. Skathar looked low, but that's when the Zul'jin is dangerous.
First Punisher picked up. It's frozen. It's in the mid lane. It's going to be jumping over this wall in just a second on top of Phantom Bagel. But who here really is the big siege damage? It's got to be this Mephisto coming out. They're sending Phoenix down bottom, Leoric up top. So maybe just a wall is their ultimate goal here at mid.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much you're going to get off the first objective, except a 4-man stun as John Cena finds everybody, but they're not able to follow up as Leoric is off in the top lane, Phoenix is off in the bottom lane, and the soaking 2 lanes there really nets them a big experience advantage.
They get the wall, they get the well, and they got the XP in all 3 lanes during that objective push, finding themselves ahead by 3/4 of a level. They're going to drop back, get this camp for the second time. The last time, Phantom Bagel scouted it. This time he's trying to walk in the scout, but he gets caught by Cawthon. He's got to leap out, so this should go over to the Minion miner.
Yeah, we're looking at, they're trying another invade here. 7 to 8, they're catching up here, and they're maybe trying to make something happen. Murden tries to find and engage, but it's just not happening, and the camp finally goes over. This time, the camp worked out a lot better for Minion miners.
Bottom lane is where the priority is going to be. There's a camp available here. Phoenix holding the minions there as Mephisto and Stukov start working on this Khazra camp. No one nearby except Zul'jin for Accel eSports, so this one should also be handed over to Minion miners, and indeed it will be.
All right, the next objective is still a ways off. Both teams getting ready. Rexar and Leoric doing a nice little dance party up top. I love it, but there's a big invade. Meanwhile, the opposite of what's happening in top lane, as now it's Minion miners looking for their own invade. Murden's getting very low.
He has the Dwarf Toss. He was trying to stay in as long as he could, and Mephisto with the shade coming forward, getting the kill on Jaina late. I don't know exactly how many deaths it is, but it's 2 for Jaina, and 2.25 overall as Minion miners starting to catch up here. They're pushing through a few of these walls, and they're starting to get the kills coming their way.
Yeah, ooh, wow, there's a jump in from Mephisto. Marshall makes it out unscathed. That's the nice thing about Mephisto. And there's the 10s coming out. They immediately engage. They get off the Purification Salvo. It's just a way to scare them off, as that's a free fort.
First structure of the game down before 7 minutes, but not before level 10s were picked up. We do see the Purification Salvo and Consume Souls coming out. I maybe would have rather seen the Lightning Breath. I'm not exactly sure why we got the APOC. It's such a classic combo. They have that Lightning Breath and Purification Salvo. But instead, it's going to be APOC, and we'll see what kind of value they can get with that Entomb.
Yeah, the Entomb APOC, I think, is the play for them. I think they're finding them clumped up. Leorg is very confident. Kobo, those Entombs last game were lights out, so I think Kobo very confident with the Entombs. And if you can land the Entomb, you're going to get the combo off. You get them stunned. Wow, Mephisto going in. And if Mephisto can hit his Skull Missile. Oh, and there's a stun on a Murda into a silence. Finally makes his way out. There's the Entomb to try to catch him. There's a Consumed Souls to try and finish off the kill. Murden survives, and Leoric, excuse me, that goes down. That really blew up in Minion Miners' faces.
What great resilience by Accel eSports. They now get a double kill as Phoenix falls. And 19 health for Finally, the Skull Missile from Marshall playing Mephisto, grabbing that kill. I thought the Murden was about to live. He was down to 18, and it was so close, but nice little pick off there by Marshall.
Yeah, I think I was right about comfort picks. Accel eSports is playing at a lot higher level right now, Ana, with those amazing heals, and they're able to calculate the amount of kills that they needed with the Leoric going in, trying to nail that Entomb. Unfortunately, you know, Zul'jin's now at the bottom, and Minion Miners able to take a quick lead on the Skeletons at the objective.
So I'm trying to figure out which hero he hasn't killed yet. I can't find the quest progress anywhere, even if I click on him. It's a little bugged on this overlay. But he's only one hero away, so we'll see if they can figure out which one that is as they move forward into this pit.
Yeah. We're stepping forward. It's Mephisto that still needs to be killed.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for that.
All right, now Kobo stepping in, getting the Drain Hope. There's an Entomb coming out onto the Zul'jin. Scathar trying to get some damage out. There's the silence, and there's the kill. The Ring of Frost, however, comes out. Phoenix is caught in it. Phoenix goes down. Leoric is about to go down himself. The APOC comes out in response. Cawthon is looking low. There's the tank battle going on. Murden wins. And that's a victory for Accel eSports.
Oh my god. Zul'jin only died because he was 3 seconds away from having his Tazdingo back online. And that's the literal only reason he fell. What a great turnaround, however, from Accel to find those pickoffs on the back end and end up being a triple. And they get the Punisher. They're going to push it in this top lane.
Yeah, excellent work by...
Wait, what happened there?
Yeah, no, Minion Miners got the rest of it. That head start on the objective really paid off, and so that gets them the objective, and they licked their wounds in the previous. And Ana caught out here by the Leoric. There's the stun. Here comes Diablo into a silence. There's a flip, and Ana dies.
Oh, that was dirty from Marshall with that Lightning Nova picking off Ana. Now no support here for Accel eSports, and Minion Miners might even want to stay after that Punisher goes down. We'll find out.
Yeah, they're pushing in there. However, the Jaina defense is pretty strong. There's the Stukov silence to disengage. Misha just running interference right now. They may try to kill the bear as a step up. They may try to re-engage on this. There's the Jaina. Blizzard going down. Kobo almost dies down to 160 health. They're going to back off now. So really only getting a front wall. And there's so much experience left for Accel eSports to soak up. So Accel eSports are in a decent position, but not as good of a position as they'd want to be, having won that fight so resoundingly.
Well, Ghost Dunk, during that, Phoenix stayed split out at mid. He was able to finish off the fort there. As now Murden has the Dwarfus, gets out. Not enough lockdown there for Minion Miners to keep him from getting out. Leo gonna show back up again. All heroics online, but I'm not in a situation here if I'm one of these players where I'm looking for a fight. I just want to drop back and make it to 16 first, especially if you're Minion Mining.
Yeah, I mean, really, just the only way to play now is just to soak as much as you can, get vision, and see if the other team makes a mistake. Not a whole lot happening on the map right now. There are camps, but I think they're going to really cancel each other out, and Minion Miners deciding they want to exert control over the bottom of the map. They still have their Bruiser camp left up, and it looks like Accel eSports might want to fight. They see the Leoric, they can go in.
That was great swipes, but the ring will hit onto 2 Blizzards there as well. Quick double kill from Jaina. Casey, so good. Finding the damage, might even be able to finish Diablo, and they do. He was only at 44 soul, so full cooldown on his death.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was a miscommunication or if Minion Miners bit off more than they can chew, but we were talking about they're just waiting for the other team to make a mistake, and Minion Miners do. Accel eSports see the Leoric in the mid lane. They see that they're trying to take the camp. They move in as hard as possible, and they get 3 kills out of it, and probably more structures.
I mean, they're telling them, get your poo butts out of these camps. We're stealing them away. This is the second time they've invaded a camp with success. But I guess in both cases, they didn't actually get the camp. They just get the kills. But again, I'm fine with that. And I think Accel eSports are playing a hell of a game number 2, especially when you look back at what happened in game number 1.
Yeah, Accel eSports really coming out here. And at this point, I'm willing to say that the problems last game was that the Diablo Zero Tool combo was just not practiced enough.
So I'm finally getting to look down at chat, and there is a ton of support here for Accel eSports. Not quite as much for Minion Miners. So chat's rooting for a game number 3, it appears, as I guess all of us are. We love going to game number 3 here on the Thursday Night Showdown. But speaking of number 3, this is Shrine number 3. Ghost Dunk, lead us in.
All right, we're moving in, and so once again, Minion Miners taking early control over this objective. This is super important in any game, but here comes Murden on the flank up top. It's Diablo who will make some space for the rest of the team. Phoenix actually maybe in trouble. Bear does not get a stun on him. He gets a stun onto Leoric though, but now Accel eSports have pushed them. Here comes a Mephisto in for some free poke as Leoric makes his way through, gets a spooky skeleton onto everybody to reduce the damage coming out. He's looking for an entomb. Here comes Diablo on the flank. There's the Ring of Frost trying to catch the back line. Both teams are trying to get in each other's back line. And wow, Jaina taking a ton of damage, finally has Ice Block, but it's used up in time for the APOC to come out. Jaina goes down. And here's Purification Salvo to try to finish off the rest of the team. Leoric trying to find the Zul'jin kill, doesn't have it. Zul'jin trying to get some damage on Leoric, but Scathar could be in trouble. Here's Ana being chased down by the Leoric. Kobo can't find it, and Kobo gets killed instead. However, Ana might be next to fall, but does not happen. Mephisto Shade runs out before they can go down. Wow.
Yeah, it looked like Kobo got a little greedy. He had 3 heroes in his sights, and he wanted one of them. He tried to make it happen on Shamhat, but didn't. But
yeah, I mean, when you're a Leoric, I guess, you know, at this point in the game, you can make those kind of choices. Like, you know, you're just going to come back to life. He's already back in time for the Punisher push. You know, not a whole lot lost. They did lose a little bit of experience, but there's Phoenix pushing up top, trying to get rid of that camp that was pushing in the whole time, the Bruiser camp from Accel eSports.
Yeah, it was overall just a lot of resilience from the side of Minion Miners to stay in the pit, collect the skulls they needed, and at the end of it, get through this keep wall in the mid lane where they already have structural advantage with those catapults pushing from the fort that was destroyed.
Yeah.
Phoenix looks like he was able to clean up that top lane, and the rest of the team from Minion Miners, they want to finish off what's floating up here.
Yeah, they're going to get a free fort. Here comes Leoric in ghost form, you know, tank the fort shots, make sure they get it, and now they steal the camp on the side of Accel eSports. So both teams going back and forth. This is a very back and forth game. Neither team getting the full amount of what they want off of winning the objectives. Neither team getting the full amount of what they want after a team fight. Now both teams trying to shark around, playing with vision. They don't know where each other are. But now Jaina shows in bottom, and safely the rest of Accel eSports go back to soaking. Now it's a race to 20.
Yeah, this is the right move by Accel. Those waves were pushed all the way back on their keep walls. They can't afford to lose any more structures in this game. And they might even just have to concede over this camp. It's just not worth trying to move past that silent circle from Stukov. They make the safe choice, stay back, give up the camp, and still, look at the XP bar. It's Accel with a slight leader. They're just deadlocked, if anything. So they're still in a great spot.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's difficult to know what to do in this phase of the game, but at this point of the game, what Accel eSports needs to do is freeze their lane. Don't push it up, just sit there, play safely, don't clear the waves, and let the waves push into you. And if Minion Miners make a move like they are now, you can go in them on a flank. You know, they don't have a whole lot of tools except to, you know, pressure you here. You want to win that race to 20 at all costs.
All right, it's going to be a pre-tap here by Rexar, so they're looking to move in, and there goes Misha, going to lay a stun on Leo as the retreats are coming out. No boars have been used yet by Atlas. There's going to be a Shade Mephisto Lightning Nova combo, but not enough damage yet.
Yeah, wow, Minion Miners really wants this fight. They're pushing in as much as they can. They're trying to get as much of this wall as possible. Mephisto trying to poke out the rest of the team, and it's starting to work. Not as much sustained healing as you'd like, but there's Ana. Finally, everybody back up to fold. Zul'jin is able to tap and move back in, and Minion Miners don't get a whole lot out of it.
Yeah, only heroic use there were the boars from Rexar, and it's a short cooldown, just about 30 seconds left until that's going to be ready, so should be there for the shrine when it activates. Teams dropping back, neither team at level 20 yet, but it's likely that both these squads will have it before we see another skirmish happen around that pit.
Yeah, and now, like, just imagine, like, oh wow, Leoric finds Misha in the corner there. Just imagine that if Accel eSports had froze their lanes and had two people soaking. Wow, oh, there's a stun onto the elbow. They're trying to find a pick. Zul'jin is going as hard as he can. Coughing goes down, has to use APOC, catches Jaina, but the rest of the team just isn't there to follow up. Phoenix is caught off trying to soak to 20, and that's a free souls for Accel eSports.
Yeah, look at that. Death timer, so short, but look at the souls, so low. He's back at 0. Diablo's gonna have to walk in here, a neutered demon this time. Coffin, you got a lot of work to do, and you need this Leoric to try to help you out. He does go into the Silence and Tomb here at 20. It hits onto 2, and that's fantastic in the backline as Coffin charges in with the consumed souls from Mephisto, getting 1. It's resetting for more. See you later. It's a triple kill for the Minion Miners. But turnaround from Jaina, the Ring of Frost gets 1. Zul'jin's gonna get 2. No.
Oh wow, Phoenix survived.
Phoenix got a shield.
Unconquered Spirit. It's the level 20s are just too powerful for Minion Miners. However, Murden and Zul'jin push them off, and they have to go running. Murden's able to start in on this camp. He might even get the rest of these. It's gonna be 30 seconds before anybody from his team is back. Phoenix and now Stukov are coming in. I don't know if Murden...
He can't be here. He's not recharging health with second wind because those minions keep hitting him. Leoric respawns, and that's just a free kill. Murden, you had no business standing in there. I don't know why he did. Now all the heroes for Accel eSports are back at base dead, and this is going to be a free objective, even though they were sitting at 36 skeletal defenders.
Yeah, it's a staggered death, and I think Murden really did not want to die for this objective. This objective is not game. If everybody is alive, he just needed a dwarf toss out. Phoenix might have been able to follow him in with teleport, but you know he would have been able to stun. He would have been able to get away, and yeah, maybe if he really wants to win that point, you know, maybe go up and heal up thanks to third wind. But did he go third wind at 1?
No.
Did not.
He went
but it would have been second wind. So, but still, like, it's a really rough timing for Murden. Now you have 13 seconds before you get back. But fortunately for Accel eSports, you know, they're going to be able to be back in time.
Yeah, just barely in time. This Punisher is pushing in. The Keep still has a little bit of health as it's about 50% health. There goes Misha. Did she just get blasted open? Where did she go? Ring of Frost only hitting on the Phoenix. He doesn't have Unconquered Spirit this time, so Amiibo has to be careful. Gets hit by that secondary ring as well. This damage still coming out as he had 2 misses.
Oh, wow, here comes John Cena onto the Jaina that was caught out. John Cena does all the work for him. Here comes the Consumed Souls. Are they going to find the reset? They find 1 reset, not going to get a second one. The Punisher is almost dead. They just don't have... their damage is completely spread out between the Punisher and the opposing team. They do get a Phoenix kill, but here's a flip onto Murden. Does he have the Dwarf Toss out? He does not, and Murden goes down. I don't know if they can core here with the damage they got. They may well try, though.
Mid Keep's also about to go down. The Khazra Camp's still pushing there. It's hanging on a thread as there's another kill. Rexar down, didn't have his Baron. He's just out of here. Onto the core. Minion Miners trying to close out the set.
Yeah, the spooky ghost is doing a lot of work in stopping Scourgeon from being effective. There goes the Taz Tingle. He just can't kill anybody. That is 4 people. That's going to be enough. It's probably going to be enough to be game. Jaina's going to be back up in 10 seconds, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Well, that is going to be it. A 2-0 domination for the Minion Miners. They blast through Accel eSports here on the Thursday Night Showdown.
Yeah, really good stuff from them. I'm really excited. They really paid that well. Accel eSports finally came back. They finally got into their own, but unfortunately, it just wasn't enough to take the win here on Infernal Shrines.
Not enough that time. They played a hell of a lot better in game number 2 than what we saw in the first game.
Absolutely.
As you mentioned, maybe it was just getting onto some comfort heroes, playing a bit more relaxed and not trying to force too much. And this composition looked very healthy. Casey doing a great job of those Rings of Frost. Skathar able to finish that Headhunter quest, and he led with 98,000 damage. Actually, Mephisto barely topped him, but what a fantastic job by Accel eSports in that game number 2, but it's still not enough to push past the Minion Miner.
Yeah, I feel like Accel eSports, they could have done a couple things a little bit better that might have given them the edge there, but they played very well mechanically compared to game 1, so they bring their honor back in this game 2 despite going down.
All right, so do we want to hop over to an NGS lobby, try to get an interview in?
All right, yeah, sounds good.
Okay.
By the way, I am at a spa here. I've got my tube top on. I found a
You got your high heel pumps on too?
Hey, look, 7th Ace made it, so I think people can hear us now. Welcome. We have 2 players from Minion Miners joining us. We got Kobo and Himibo here. 2-0 domination tonight on Thursday Night Showdown. How's it feeling, boys?
Feels good, coach.
Yeah, it feels titillating.
Titillating?
Okay.
Who are you?
That's a word, right?
It is. It is a word. I'm not sure it means what you want it to mean, but it's definitely a word.
No, I'm pretty sure it's what I want.
Ghost, you're looking rather titillating yourself there.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not sure if the chat heard, but I was able to find myself a spa. You know, I got a mani-pedi going. I've got my tube top on. Just got, did some hair work. I'm just trying to stay dry out here.
Absolutely.
That's real nice.
Hey, so Kobo, you played an outstanding Leoric in both games. Game number 1, up on control point B with that Entomb locking in those heroes on the conveyor belt. Walk me through that play, man, because that might have been play of the night.
I did Leoric things. No, it was more I saw the 2 kills down in mid. We got those ones, and I saw the other 3 trapped on there, so I was just like, let's see what we can do with this. That'll be fun.
It was a definite highlight. Hopefully someone sends that over to the Nexus Edge crew to make it into the top 5 this week. Game number 1, we saw Ghost Dunk drop out, but he was able to hang out with us. We had Ziltoid in on the cast. But you were up against a Diablo Zeratul. What were you guys doing that was able to knock them off of landing that combo, because it didn't connect once the entire game?
Cocoon.
Yes, that, and everyone just starts screaming in comms whenever we'd see Zera walking towards us.
Yeah, it seemed like your guys' plan was to get very aggressive. As soon as that VP came out, you're like, well, let's just make them not able to push any of their buttons.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you guys have keyboards?
Yeah, no. Yeah, we do a great, Kobo and Cawthon do a great job frontlining, and they just go in and press all their buttons, CC everybody, and it makes a damage player's job a lot easier.
I don't know what you wrote on stream, 7th Ace, but you spelled both their names wrong. It feels hella bad.
Kimbo.
I'll go with Kimbo Slice.
Hey, it's cool.
Totally not me on production this week, Twitch chat, so don't send any DMs my way. Volskaya Foundry was the win on game number 1. Game number 2, Accel eSports with their second map selection brought us to Infernal Shrines. How do you guys feel like comfortability-wise on both these maps? Or were you guys happy to be here because you look pretty good?
Yeah, we like Kobo, please, excuse me. We really like the Volskaya. It's one of our favorites, I'd say. Have the rotations down pretty well. We like playing Infernal, but we've never gotten to play it this season in NGS so far. We just sort of have been getting other maps, I guess. So it was a good test for us, and I guess we passed.
Certainly by my eye test, you passed. Ghost Dunk, what do you think?
I think that, yeah, you guys played really solid. You really knew how to handle a devastating combo like Zeratul, Void Prison, APOC. You guys played really well in the second half. It looked like they really got on their comfort heroes. You guys were losing, but, you know, even though you lost fights, you found ways to either mitigate their success or find success elsewhere on the map. So, well done.
Thank you.
So you guys are sitting in playoff position. I think you walked in tonight in the 5th position. Your opponent's at number 8. I don't know exactly how this changes things, but it's starting to look like you guys are working your way towards a spot in the playoffs. And if you make it there, who have you played this season during the round robin that you're kind of excited to maybe get a second chance at?
Go ahead, Kobo.
Hold on, let me pull my thing up because I don't.
Oh my god! I give you this opportunity to speak, and this is.
I
want jailbait on. That's my thing. Just throwing it out there.
H2O, you heard it. These guys want you.
Don't clip that, by the way. I want jailbait. That's not what I meant. By the way, trying to find games. I was like at work. I'm trying to okay, let's see what YouTube is out there, but you can't just like on company network type YouTube jailbait. You know what I mean? It's just.
I mean,
they do it. That was
you like your job.
Calculated. It's calculated name. Is all I'm saying. You know, like we can't scout them.
Hey, I do know H2O. I've been buddies with him. I think back since I was playing in Cheer League forever ago. But what a great guy. I do think that would be a fun little matchup to get to tune in and see you guys. I do see here you guys have improved now to 11-8 map record on the season, 15 points, good enough for 4th place. So you guys are in the top half of the playoffs as well, which is a pretty good spot to be in here in Division B East.
Feels good.
I want Gilly Shark.
Oh,
Gilly Shark. Okay.
Ooh, spicy.
So a couple options there: Jailbait or Gilly Shark.
Well, Gilly Shark, yeah, they're sitting at the top of the standings, and we went to 3 games with them. So I definitely see where you're coming out with that one, Kobo.
Mm-hmm.
I feel likewise.
Some lucky caster is going to get the privilege of casting the Division B. I hope those matchups are as good as they sound.
So do I.
So end of the night, we made it here. You guys get the win. It's a Thursday night showdown. We want to give you an opportunity to have one last moment in the spotlight. So before you go, the floor is all yours.
Okay, you first for real this time, Kobo.
Whoa. You're the one that likes to talk.
All right. Well, in that case, I just want to thank all of the NGS, the staff and everybody, you guys for casting. It's super fun. Like I never played HOTS, and then last season was my first season NGS. Tried out another league in the off season and came back to NGS this season. And NGS has just been so fun, and it's because of the casters and the team that's here. And honestly, it's been great for me. So I just really want to say that I appreciate all that from everybody working with NGS and playing in the league too.
Papa bless, man. Papa bless.
All right, you took my words, so there you go. No, I was gonna say, like, I really enjoy I'm a very competitive person. I enjoy competitive gaming, and I really like this outlet. I think it's I think it's definitely healthy. And I mean, even though Activision has kind of pooped on the whole idea, I like that it's still going.
Awesome. Well, I know, speaking as a board member for NGS, we are thrilled to have teams like you participating here. So thanks to you as well for helping us get a show out here tonight on Thursday night for viewers to watch. And again, huge congratulations on the 2-0. I know Ghost and I are going to wish you guys the best of luck moving forward through those playoffs.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for the interview.
All right, Ghost, we made it to the end of the day. I know you still have to get back in for the remainder of your waxing session. I still see they missed a few spots on the chest.
It's a lot of work.
So, it's the end of the night for us too, and I guess it's time to start asking where people can find you, my friend.
You can find me at twitch.tv/ghostdunk. I'll be casting other games. I've kind of fallen out of casting a little bit, just trying to give myself some space, but I'm gonna get back to it, especially during playoffs. I'm gonna see if I can grab some Div S games. But you can check me at twitch.tv/ghostdunk, and I've also been doing speedrunning a little bit too. I've been playing this old NES game called Shadowgate, which is a point-and-click adventure. It's a lot of fun, and I enjoy doing it. I want to thank you guys, the viewers, for tuning in. I love hamming it up for y'all.
Hey, I did tune in to Ghost Dunk once. He was playing Shadowgate. I'd never seen the game before. And this dude is bonkers at this game. He's running through. What was that one magic word that I loved? It was like Godor or something. It was like
Ebor?
Ebor. Yeah. I loved it.
It's rope backwards. It's so clever.
Ebor. Nice. But hey guys, I'm Murda. You know me. You can find me on Twitter at MurdaRG, on Twitch at MurdaRG, and on YouTube at MurdaRG. I hope you look for me and hit a follow or a like button wherever you can. I appreciate it if you can do that anywhere. If you're here right now on Nexus Gaming Series Twitch, make sure you're following this channel. All the Showdown matches, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, are here with all the casting crews, as well as some other fantastic bits. So make sure you're following this channel. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe over there as well. And most importantly, make sure you head on over to patreon.com/Heroes Nexus Gaming Series if you want to support Nexus Gaming Series. We greatly appreciate it. That's the end of my commercial. That's the end of the night. Ghost Dunk, I was so happy to get back behind the mic with you. It was great. We also had Ziltoid with us tonight. Looks like he's already dipped out, and I want to send another final thank you out to 7th Ace, our production/broadcaster for tonight. I can't do this show without you guys.
Yeah, big thanks to Ziltoid for filling in for me that one game. That was an honest-to-goodness internet outage, and I really appreciate the backup and excellent analysis too.
Awesome. So, ladies and gents, that's going to be it for tonight. It's the Minion Miners taking it 2-0 over Accel eSports. We'll be back next week with the Thursday Night Showdown, but make sure you tune in on Monday and Tuesday. And I think we have a bonus cast this Saturday, some Division S, so make sure you check that out as well. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, we will see you in the next.